Talk more about the U.S. gun violence and laws with international relations expert Oscar van Heerden. Oscar, always good to have you on the program. So, Joe Biden, the President of the United States, following the shooting yesterday, last night at least, asked, where is our backbone? But it's not a new debate, the gun control debate in America, yet president after president has failed to actually enact laws to put an end to it, or administration after administration. Where is the U.S. backbone?
Yeah, thank you, Tembekile. That is exactly the question. I mean, you know, you are so right. Administration after administration, whether it is Democrats or Republicans, they seem to not be able to tackle the issue around gun control. They are not prepared to tamper with the Constitution. As you know, this is the Second Amendment in terms of the right to bear arms. There are huge numbers of Americans that have argued very strongly and have protested very strongly to actually enshrine and keep that right. But in the outpouring of this tragic event, yet again, just a few weeks ago, you know, Tembekile, another person drove for miles, went to Buffalo City, went into a shopping mall and started killing people. I mean, so the question is indeed, where is the backbone? And if you ask, will the administration do anything, I think we will just have more rhetoric and no action.
So also in those remarks, Joe Biden said, quote, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? He asked that question, but realistically, what can he do?
A very, very powerful lobby. Billions of dollars. They have advocacy groups, they have lobby groups, they have the favor of senators and congressmen and women. You have to remember the link that very few people make, Tembekile, is also the link between the gun lobby and the overall military-industrial complex. And the fact that lots and lots of money is made by the selling of arms, guns, and remember, we're not just talking handguns. I mean, often these criminals and assailants are using semi-automatic rifles to mow down 7 to 10-year-olds, as is the case now with Robb Elementary. I mean, I just don't know where this violence is going to stop.
But given that, then, that we see mass shootings at schools in America annually. This year alone, in the 5 months of the year, this is May now, America has at about 200 mass shootings overall. Why then is American society still so tied to the idea of being allowed access to carry guns?
In fact, not only 200 incidences, Tembekile, 703 people already dead in 6 months. And we're not even in the 6th month. I don't understand what is this insanity. I don't understand why the American people, you know, if your legislature or your Congress, in the case of the United States, disappoints you, is not able to take the necessary action, surely active assembly is what is required. People have to stand up on the streets and say no more. They're losing their children, but it seems that even that is not happening. So I guess, you know, if you are not going to have active citizenry, this is the result.
And one of the solutions, shall we say, being bandied about by those who are pro the status quo remaining as far as access to guns for citizens was that what we need to see in America is teachers being skilled, trained, perhaps even armed to be better prepared for a possible confrontation with an armed shooter. And you wonder how viable that is, because we're seeing attackers become more brazen. They are using, in some cases, some of the worst sort of weapon that they can get their hands on.
No, absolutely. I mean, and the question we have to ask, because their answer indeed is more guns. What kind of culture are you going to be inculcating into young people in schools, elementary school, high school, university and colleges, when everyone is just bearing arms with the understanding that if there is an assailant, we can all attack? I mean, this is not the kind of culture you want to inculcate. A very militaristic culture, a fear culture, a scare culture. I don't think that this is going to bode well generally going forward with generations within the United States.
But there is already a fear culture, isn't there, beg your pardon, because those who want to carry guns feel that they wouldn't be safe without them. What do people fear so much?
Well, they fear terrorists, they fear assailants and criminals, and clearly, statistically, they fear black Americans. African American men are at the receiving end of this violent gun culture. And this is not just about police brutality. We see it all over, where as soon as there's a confrontation, the person most likely to perish and die is an African American man.
Oscar van Heerden, good to speak to you, sir. Thank you very much for your time today.